We will begin this episode by disassembling the aluminum LC9 short block from a 2011 Silverado. I'll do my dangest to not blow this one up. The inside of this engine looks fantastic. While I had the engine in this state, I went ahead and plastic gauged the bearings as I took components out, even though the bearings and journals showed little to no wear. See for yourself.
This is the resolution, the end of all progress.
Since the bearings are in good shape and do not need to be replaced, I will just be giving the short block a new set of piston rings. Since the power steering rack was leaking like a sieve, now is a good time to replace it. The only issue is that I accidentally bought a unit with progressive power steering. I didn't want to waste time in shipping it back for the correct unit, so I welded up the hole where the PPS solenoid goes. I also ran into another issue, but we'll discuss that later in this episode. Now it's time to prepare the ghetto mill, so we can knock the junk off of the mating surface of the block in preparation for assembly. This is just a thick piece of glass, as it has a true surface, some spray adhesive, and varying grits of sandpaper, depending on how much debris needs to be removed.
The end of all progress, the death of evolution, it bleeds all life away.
After checking and decking the block to make sure it's true, it's time to give the cylinders a quick deglaze. The block did get pressure washed off camera to remove any particulates. The pistons and rods were soaked in a bath of chem dip for a short period of time, and the remaining carbon was knocked off with a wire wheel and fine grit sandpaper. At this point, we can check ring gaps just to make sure nothing needs to be filed down.
Stern, fear, pain, hatred, power.
After that, we can lay out the parts in preparation for the assembly phase.
This is the art of war. This is the art of
When you joined Radio Shack, you became an integral part of this outstanding corporation.
As our customers enter your Radio Shack store, this is what they should see. Radio Shack.
1, 2, 1. I've got you covered. So go ahead and sleep tonight. I'm not like the others. You will see in time. No need to worry. tonight should find you.
The camshaft did take a bit of scuffing, but I think I can mend it using 400 grit sandpaper and working up to 2000 grit, while using engine oil as a lubricant.
Let a man do what a man's supposed to. The last thing you should feel is scared. 'Cause I've got you covered. So go ahead and sleep tonight. Not like the others. I swear you'll be just fine. Don't let 'em get to you, baby. Just shake off all your fears. 'Cause I've got you covered. Forever starts right here.
You don't have to be a genius to use a computer. Business, 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 business,
If you don't already know, there's a super special way to install an oil pump on an LS engine. Melling offers an excellent tutorial on the procedure. Look for the link in the description below. Unless you're watching this video on Facebook, be sure to check us out on YouTube if you want to stay tuned to all the featured garage video goodness. Now it's time to throw on the windage tray, oil pickup tube, and front and rear covers.
The wreckage of your past means nothing now, forsake it. The memories cripple you. You're torn apart, you're down by
Now I have to do some test fitting because the steering rack with progressive power steering is slightly larger in diameter than my old rack. Turns out I just had to make some engine mount spacers, and now we are good to go. That's all for this episode. If you enjoyed what you saw in this video, then head on over to fgre.featuredgarage.com and pick up a t-shirt from our storefront. It'll help us out in featured garage endeavors, and you'll be slightly less naked in public. You can catch us around the web at Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Until next time.
Even though the sound of it is something quite atrocious, here's to say it loud and